Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel outside the target demographic. Today we're going to be discussing the results of my 1-month EDC challenge. So for those of you who haven't seen the initial video for this, I had issued a 1-month EDC challenge to people to carry a notebook with them and a pen, which by itself creates a everyday carry situation. But the idea behind the video and this subsequent follow-up video is to show what tools you used and what special instance you needed them for, and then how many times in a month you have used them. And the idea here is I'm more of the opinion that everyday carry is a philosophy, a skill set, more than a product or a purchase. So you can buy the latest, greatest. I've seen the titanium pry bars that, by being made of titanium, are neither heavy nor, being an everyday carry item, long, which means you don't have weight and you don't have leverage. Two very useful items when you're trying to pry at something. Anyway, so this is a way for people who don't everyday carry to design a kit based around what they'll actually use versus what the internet tells them that they will have a need for. And for those of us who do already carry, to maybe determine if there are holes in an existing system. So we have here a Sawzall. I'm really not going to use that on the daily. As it turns out, I only use that once in a month's time. So I don't necessarily have a reason to consider carrying a Sawzall with me. Soldering iron I use 3 times. That could be something I could either consider carrying with me in an everyday kit, or having set up at a desk or a location, be it at home and at work, to have access to that soldering iron. The other benefit of writing this stuff down is a soldering iron is a single implement, but it requires some disposables. So soldering wick, solder itself, the flux for cleaning the tip. So these are all things that I would need to make sure that are in support of the items that I use. So this is a good way to document that as well. So we can go through this real quick. I'm sure this is terribly interesting to you guys. The screwdriver, Phillips. The 90 degree is what I put in the notes. I used it on a cabinet door, so something that I don't necessarily have large amount of work for. So having a 90 degree allowed me to get both the torque and be able to process it in a small area. I used it a number of times, and I just put always or forever. This is going to be a little skewed. As an everyday carrier myself, I had this stuff available to me. Most of this stuff is covered by my Victorinox Swiss Champ. So a lot of this stuff is already on my person, but that's just proof that I am correct in carrying tools with me, since I use them all the time. So we have a straight edge, we have trauma shears for cutting memory cards, and we had a seatbelt fail, so I was able to cut that seatbelt out. Magnets, wire cutter, adjustable wrench. I used that 4 times at work. As it turns out, in my Altoids 10, you can look up that video, one of my most watched videos. I have a 5-inch adjustable wrench cut down to 4 inches, and it fits inside of an Altoids 10. So I probably could have used that in each one of these cases. I didn't take meticulous notes on that one, so just a wrench in general. But earplugs and earbuds are a must in the warehouse while driving and with kids in the house. Would recommend. So a hammer, pry bar, things like this. So here's something to consider as well. A hammer I used 5 times. Did I necessarily need a 1-pound ball peen hammer? Probably not. I could have used another implement. I could have used an adjustable wrench, which is both heavy and has some length to it, which allows you to apply a little bit of torque and leverage to it, which just as easily probably could have worked as a hammer in the situations that I needed it. So this is so much a review of what I used throughout my month. The origin, the concept behind this idea was a challenge to you, the viewer. You can carry a notepad with you. You can carry a pen with you. Again, that forming a very basic yet useful everyday carry kit. And then you can just take meticulous notes on the item that you used, what you used it for, how often you used it. And based on actual usage by you, you could determine what is worth carrying, how to carry it. Should it be in my pocket? Should it be in a carry bag, a backpack? Should it be in the back of my car? That is the cuckoo clock. Everyone should have one. But you can determine what you need, how often you're going to need it, and based on those two things, should it be on your person at all times, or should it be in a bag? Should it be in your car? Something to that effect. So for those of you who have done the challenge, go ahead and let me know the top 5 either holes in your existing kit or top 5 things that you realized you used and didn't necessarily have on hand with you before you had this challenge. This is Outside the Target Demographic. I appreciate your time as always, and I will catch you guys in the next video.